wagon. And Sven?
I'm not very comfortable with the idea of that.
You are not going alone.
Anna? No, I have my powers to protect me. You don't.
Excuse me, I climbed the North Mountains, survived a frozen heart, and saved you from my ex-boyfriend, and I did it all without powers. So, you know, I'm coming.
Me too. I'll drive.
I'll bring the snacks!
That was a clip from Frozen 2. It's the sequel to this little movie you might have heard about from Disney that came out in 2013. Kristen Bell is back as Anna, and Idina Menzel is back as Elsa. With more on this, I want to bring in Richard Crouse. We've got some banner movies this week to talk about.
There's a lot going on this week, yeah.
Frozen 2, let's start there.
Listen, if you didn't see the first one, which is almost impossible, especially if you have kids. But if you haven't seen the first one, don't worry about it. There's a scene in here, one of the movie's best scenes, where Olaf the Snowman, played by Josh Gad, tells you everything. He acts out the entire first movie.
Love it.
And it's funny and smart, and it kind of, will set things up if you don't know what's going on. Really all you need to know, Idina Menzel is Elsa. She is the queen of Arendelle now, this fictional paradise where they live, but she can create ice. She is, I think it's called cryokinetic, if you want to be all scientific about it. And that has presented some problems in her life, but also has helped save the good people of Arendelle several times. Her sister, Anna, played by Kristen Bell, is her biggest ally and best friend. And in this one, they have to go into an enchanted forest, and they uncover a family secret that will send ripples through Arendelle. And, this movie is kind of more of the same, which is what you would expect from a sequel to a very, very popular movie. There's no song that really stands out like Let It Go, although Into the Unknown really showcases Idina Menzel's powerhouse vocals. And it's funny. Olaf, I think, remains my favorite character. Goofy, fun, and is really the comic relief here. But this is a movie that has a social conscience. It's all about tolerance and some other very good messages for kids. So I gave it 4 out of 5 stars.
Okay, you're a wise man. You don't want to give anything less than that. The next movie is A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. I have told a couple of people close to me that I want to see this movie, and there is zero interest from my friends.
All I will say is they have no soul. if that's what's happening.
They're like, what's a story? Why do I want to see a story about Mr. Rogers? Really?
Well, see, what you're seeing is a story about a journalist who is hired to write a story about Mr. Rogers. And this is based on a true story. So Tom Junot is hired by Esquire magazine to write a quick, 400 or 500 word piece for the Heroes edition of Esquire. Trouble is, this guy's a muckraker. He wants to find out the dirt on Mr. Rogers. He starts poking around and finds out that there isn't really any dirt. What he finds, though, and what he realizes, is that, all the reasons that push him, all the things that have pushed him, Mr. Rogers can help him with. So Tom Junot is an alcoholic, and he's got some rage issues and things, and he talks to Mr. Rogers, this font of optimism and positivity, and it makes a definite and very great change in his life. And Tom Hanks is wonderful as Mr. Rogers here, but there is a scene in this movie that ranks among my very favorite scenes of the year. And this doesn't give away anything to talk about this scene. It doesn't give away anything plot-wise. But the two men are having dinner at a diner, and it's contentious, and Mr. Rogers says, "Stop. Let's just take a minute and think about someone that we love." The sound drops out completely. The clinking, clanking of forks and knives, the hubbub in the rest of the restaurant goes silent. And for 60 seconds, these two men think about people that they love. And that's silence.
There's no dialogue.
There's no dialogue. And the audience that I saw it with, there was not a dry eye in the house afterwards. So simple, so great. Most movies would have taken 20 seconds to, fudge it a little bit. This movie went all in, and it works. So 4 out of 5 stars.
All right, the next movie, Waves. You're telling me I got to see this before Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, one of the very best movies of the year.
Wow.
This is a film about a family who are driven for success, who are looking to really make a mark in their community, mostly through their young son, who is a star athlete. He's a great student, but there, of course, it's a drama, so there is trouble beneath the surface. And I'm not telling you anything more about this movie than that, other than the performances are beautiful all the way through this movie. So naturalistic, and they draw you in. It is the story about a young young life filled with promise that kind of spirals out of control, and then about redemption afterwards. It's a 4.5 out of 5-star movie for me. So beautifully directed. This movie is really, really good stuff.
Okay, we have almost no time left, but we have to talk about Marriage Story.
Go see this one too. This is another film from Netflix. So they're around this time of year they start to put out some real powerhouse stuff. This and The Irishman. You've got Scarlett Johansson. You've got Adam Driver. They are a married couple, and they're getting a divorce. And what starts off as a hey, let's try and do this, in the most civil way possible, spins into a terrible situation. And it's about them trying to do what's best for them and their young son. Tremendous performances, great direction. This is one of the movies that you're going to be hearing about during the Academy Awards. It's 4 out of 5 stars for me.
Okay, and finally, give us a quick sneak peek into Pop Life this week.
Pop Life this week is Mo Rocca. Mo Rocca is one of the correspondents on the CBS Sunday morning show, and he's written a book called Mobituaries, where he does obituaries on people, places, and things, including dragons. And we have a quick clip.
I think that a good obituary is like the movie trailer for an Oscar-winning biopic. I think it has that kind of a sweep. If it's well written, it will leave you breathless.
I love Mo Rocca so much. He's funny, smart, and the panel is all about telling the live stories of people. It's really interesting stuff.
All right, Richard, thank you so much.
Thank
we look
you.
forward to it. And you can watch Pop Life Saturday at 8:30 on CTV News Channel and midnight on the CTV main network.